The Russians moved in after the Americans moved out in a deliberate withdrawal. The city of Manbij is Moscow's latest victory in Syria. Its military police now patrols a front line that separates the Turkish and Syrian armies. Their presence stops a Turkish-led military advance towards the city, which sits on the M4 highway, a main logistics and commercial route that runs to the Iraqi border. The city also connects the east of the Euphrates with the rest of northern Syria. The Russian move disrupts Ankara's plan to create what it calls a safe zone to allow refugees who are afraid to live under President Bashar al-Assad's rule to return home.
I hope very soon we will liberate the field from Manbij to Iraqi border and guarantee that 1 million in the first phase and 2 million in the second phase will return to Syria.
But it is the Russian-backed Syrian army which returned to the northeast, restoring control for the first time since 2013. The abrupt pullout by the U.S. military forced its longtime partners, the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces, to cede control of territory to Damascus for protection. The SDF is the target of the Turkish military's operation in northeast Syria. The armed group is largely made up of fighters from the Syrian Kurdish YPG organization that Turkey calls terrorists because of its links with the PKK. Turkey wants to push the group away from the border, but it is fighting back. So far, the Turkey-led forces have not been able to complete the first phase of the operation that involves securing the 120-kilometer-long and 30-kilometer-deep pocket along the border. Turkey is also coming under diplomatic pressure. The United States and the European Union have imposed sanctions. Washington is calling on Turkey to stop what it calls an invasion and agree to a ceasefire. So far, the reaction from Turkish officials has been one of defiance. They say the presence of the YPG along Turkey's border is a national security threat. Sanctions may hurt, but they feel the danger coming from Syria is worse. The SDF once controlled 30% of Syria, where millions live, an area rich in oil, agriculture, and water. The UN says 160,000 of them are on the move in what was once a relatively peaceful and stable corner of Syria. Russia and Turkey's local allies are battling on several fronts. Russia says it doesn't approve Turkey's military moves in Syria and won't accept its permanent presence. There seems to be serious differences between the two countries, who are supposed to be working together in Syria, but diplomatic channels remain open, and Manbij could be leverage. Zeina, Khodr, Al Jazeera on the Turkish-Syria border.